Hey, I'm getting ready to go on the lunch now. It's Friday, Food Truck Friday, 1 p.m. Before I do that, I just wanted to give you guys a quick glimpse at what I've been working on. This is iMovie. It's the new program that T-Core uses to edit videos and stuff. I've been working on updating a lot of our old videos. Not incredibly updating them, just tweaking them a little bit, adding titles, subtitles, things like that. Just a couple little effects and here and there. And I'm re-uploading to YouTube because we did take them down not too long ago from some issues. So I just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek here before we start the chat. So, see you. Again, another beautiful day at work, except they're being insanely loud down there. Looks like we got an elevator. How's it going? Not entirely sure what they're working on in there, but I assume it must be semi-important if they're blocking an entire door. Huh. It actually looks pretty busy out here today. This street's usually kind of dead, but go figure. Maybe I'll talk to a couple people today. Well, not sure why, but I guess the weather played a huge role. But apparently we've got one food truck for Food Truck Friday, so guess my decision on where to eat's already made, huh? Oh well. Ah, fuck, it's the weird place too. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll be the best food I've ever had. That's how you try new things, right? You go places you've never been, do things you've never done. YOLO, I guess, whatever. Hot foods. Cooking from the heat, I think is what it said. Oh fuck, I hope it's not spicy foods. If it is, I'm screwed, dude. I can't eat spicy shit. Let's see what we got here. Breakfast. It's mostly American. Might need a minute to decide. Alright, so after a lot of deliberation and trying to decide what to get, I decided just to go, you want to go with a classic when you don't know what to do. The chicken strip sounded really good, but I decided to go with the cheeseburger. So I got a bacon cheeseburger and then water and Gatorade. We're going to go healthy again today. Try to keep off the Cokes. I've already had like 3 monsters, so. Anyways, hold on, we'll be back. Alright, so the park is quite crowded today. So we're gonna cross the street here and just go to the waterfront. And I'm just gonna pick a bench and we'll do all this shit there, basically. It's not gonna be as easy eating and stuff, so I'll kind of record my thoughts on the food and stuff and go from there. But let's see here. Water, Gatorade. Let's see what we got, huh? Well. A little skimpy, it seems like. Price, but not bad. I'll talk about it when I'm done eating. I still got some fries left, but I'm gonna go ahead and start talking because I don't know how much longer I got. It's less than 30 minutes, and I have a little bit I wanted to scratch on. Not a lot, but I wanted to talk about my previous video with the E3 predictions and everything. Well, second to previous video, because I had another video. Right now, having issues getting that one on YouTube, so sorry if it's not up by the time this one goes up, but yeah. Yesterday I tried to film a video, kind of just talking and stuff about, I can't get comfy worth the shit, dude. Kind of just talking about what Microsoft's doing and stuff, and some of the stuff they unveiled in their E3 and things like that. I mean, different things really that I wanted to talk about, and in particular, let's go ahead and kick the topic off. I wanted to talk about the backwards compatibility of the X1 because that's a feature that's got me really excited. I was a huge 360 fan. To be able to play my shit on my new console is nothing short of sick. And of course, Windows 10 is also coming, which is perfect since I'm a Mac and Windows user. But you know, there's a lot of different things that Microsoft announced at their conference that are really starting to intrigue me. First and foremost, as I mentioned, the games. They're coming back. Supposedly you'll be able to install them and all that stuff. And if you bought digital, you'll get the digital copy on your Xbox One. Well, another big complaint of mine from the 360 X1 issue is the fact that in addition to not having backwards compatibility, the X1 also is missing some of the key apps that were, you know, originally on the 360. Like, for example, the Funimation app, not on the One. So I have to turn on the PS4 every time I want to use it. Why is that? I don't know. But this is a type of emulation using Windows 10, right? So it would, in essence, fix my issue. Because, see, if you can play the games through an emulator, where you actually load up the 360 desktop, certainly you can use the apps as well. In fact, that's how I do a lot of things. Emulation is great, isn't it, kids? But we've got that problem solved. So Microsoft's announced that 100 games this winter season will be eligible for it. Mass Effect works right now. I think Banjo-Kazooie as well. And then apparently a lot of people have voted up on Red Dead Revolver. So Red Dead Revolver is actually going to be getting a probably the treatment. If I were to guess, that's what I would say. I would say if a developer sees enough interest in something, why would they make it backwards compatible? Because, see, that's the thing with Microsoft's agreement here. The developers of the games have to agree to make it backwards compatible. And if they don't, then it doesn't become backwards compatible. See, that's the problem, because if the developer doesn't agree, then it doesn't exist. See, and that can be an issue, because a lot of developers, they see the interest garnering, like Red Dead Redemption. They know that people want that fucking game on new age consoles. And now that they know that, they can use that information, right, Because in theory, what they could do, they could use that information to garner how much people want it. And once they know, they could take it and just fucking remake it, right? Remaster that shit. Sell it for 60 bucks. Now they got a fucking cash cow, because instead of just making their old versions work, now they can fucking sell it as a new game. You see what I'm saying? So I see the ups and downs with this, with giving developers that much power. In the end though, it was their game. But at the same time, you paid for that game. You are the one that made their paycheck possible. Without you, they wouldn't have made a red cent on anything. So I don't agree necessarily with that part, but I agree with a lot of other parts. Microsoft's HoloLens, AR was the way to go. I always said so. I always said that AR over VR any day, right? Because all these people claiming to be VR, they're not actually VR. You know, it's more like a TV you wear on your face. It's less virtual reality and more just a TV you wear on your fucking face. There's not really a lot of VR associated with VR nowadays. And I mean, even Oculus has come out and said it. They're like, yeah, we're not really, you know, quite VR. So, but nonetheless, I do like where gaming as a whole is heading, and it's going in that direction towards VR and AR and all the different little things, which are nice. But, you know, neither here nor there. So basically, the point we're at now is which fork in the road, which path do we take, right? And Microsoft's answer was AR, because augmented reality just seems, you know, you see it all the time with like Iron Man, the movie Iron Man, of course. You see it all the time. Tony Stark's constantly fucking with his computers and stuff, just barehanded in the air with all these holograms. AR is the first step towards that dream, you know. Sony put its eggs in the basket that VR is going to replace regular reality, but the problem is, as the Kinect showed, a lot of people don't give a fuck. You know, they still want the controller, they still want the couch experience, they don't want all of that shit. What they want is something that enhances the gameplay, doesn't force you to change the way you play entirely. And that's the problem with, say, an actual VR headset, because you're going to have to turn your head and all this other stuff to be able to look around. And while it sounds cool right now, when it comes out, will it still be cool? Probably the fuck not, because, like I said, it's not going to work the way people think it will. People believe it will be awesome. I've played Oculus, I like it, but it's a fucking TV for your eyes, bro. It's not true VR, and that sucks. But we're still a ways out. It's the first step towards VR, and I respect that, and I get that. As I also get that AR is the first step towards actual hologram computing, which is why I'm more excited. Hologram computing is a lot more of a practical thing, right? VR can only be used for certain things. I mean, what, training maybe, video gaming, that kind of stuff. But AR has a practical application in the world just about everywhere. You can kind of fucking use AR for anything. Architects, I mean, gaming, just about anything you can imagine. Because it doesn't really distort or give you an alternate sense of reality. It just adds things to your actual reality. So let's take this tree, for example. Or better yet, this garbage can. Say I was to walk up to this garbage can wearing a HoloLens. I could say make space or whatever it is that he fucking says. There's some command. It's like set as object. And all of a sudden, I can summon whatever the fuck I want out of that garbage can. No one else in the real world is going to see it, but I'm going to see it. And I'll be able to do basically what I want with it. And that is awesome to me, because it means there's a lot of possibilities for games and things like that. We already saw it demonstrated on 2 games, and that is Minecraft and Halo. Now, Minecraft fucking blew me away when they did their demo on that, because I thought it was amazing. Then they brought out the Halo demo, which I watched at the press conference when I saw the Windows 10 preview, and it's just the amount of applications that they can do with this thing is simply amazing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to be a great product. Of course, I'll probably do 2 more videos on this too. One for the what I saw at the Wii conference, and or well, let me rephrase, Nintendo, because it really wasn't just about the Wii, and what I saw at the Sony conference as well, because Sony does warrant. I wasn't a big fan of Sony's conference this year. I was quite disappointed in quite a few things, but They did do a conference. They had a couple of good things, and I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I was extremely satisfied with, sorry, there's a helicopter. I was extremely satisfied, however, with the performance of Microsoft this year. I felt they did really, really strongly. They came out of the gate. They knew they needed to win. Phil Spencer fucking jabbed Sony in the ribs with that "we're not going to charge you to play the games you've already bought" bullshit, which was awesome because it's absolutely true. If PlayStation Now and Gekkai were going to be a real thing, why the fuck, you know, not just let us play the games in the first place? I mean, here's the thing with PlayStation, and this is part of the reason I have such a boner for Sony, and I fucking hate their business practices, because fucking Sony is the type of company where when you buy Call of Duty Ghosts, all right, when the PlayStation first came out, you could get it on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. If you didn't buy the digital copy, you were still eligible to get it on PlayStation 4, right? Through a physical upgrade fee. So what you had to do was you paid $10 for a download token. Once you got the download token, you downloaded it, and then you had to pop the PlayStation 3 disc into the tray to play the game. Here's the problem with that. First off, you're popping a PlayStation 3 game into a PlayStation 4 game to play it installed off the hard drive, which is identical to what Microsoft is doing with the Xbox 360 games, because you have to install them before you play them. So problem number one is you're installing a game, which means you should be able to emulate that game, which you are, by using a download token. So basically you've got an access pass. Let's skip that for now, though. Now let's say I was to take CNET. Alright, I have CNET on the PS3. What about it? It's a fucking good game. Anyways, let's say I was to take CNET and pop it in the PS4 and try to load up Ghosts. You know what happens? I'll tell you. It doesn't fucking load. It says it's not the correct game, it's not the correct disc. Please remove the disc and put the correct one in. When you put Ghosts in, it works fine, which leads me to believe what? The PlayStation 4 can read PlayStation 3 discs. So why? Why not just enable us to play our games backwards compatible? Because, I mean, I already had The Last of Us. What do I need a fucking remaster for? And the answer might shock you. Or might not, depending on what side of the fence you're sitting. Money! Money! That's why. Because they want money, right? They invested in Gekkai so they could basically sell you the games that you have already purchased. And it sucks, bro. Sorry, it just fucking does. And I'm not buying into that shit. So Microsoft giving them that little jab was a lead back to the 2013 jab that Sony gave Microsoft. Because if you remember at Sony's press conference in 2013, they basically ragged on Microsoft because of their DRM policies. So it was nice to see things come full circle and to see that kind of take root again. That little rivalry, that, oh, you think you're in the lead now. Because with what Microsoft is doing right now is going to change everything. That's a big thing. And that's, you know, we've got the big AAA titles coming out like Halo, and we've got, of course, the Gears remastered game, which is... So, I've been playing multiplayer a little bit. It's pretty fun. I mean, I played Gears on the original 360 and I loved it. So, of course, I'm going to love it now. The controls are a little... not choppy. They're a little less choppy than they were, but they're still a little wonky. They're working out the bugs. It's a beta. I mean, you know. But we've got a couple of good games coming out this year, and, of course, multi-plats like Rock Band 4, woo! And Guitar Hero Live, and Tony Hawk's 5, and Mighty Number 9. I mean, all of those games. We've got a great year ahead of us in games in 2015. And we had a great year already before this year's conference with fucking 2016. And, of course, Metal Gear Solid 5 is coming this year, too. I have to give it an honorable mention because I just saw the release date as 9/1 yesterday, which is fucking awesome. September 1st, dude. I will be there. And then, of course, we've got DLC coming for old games, like the Taken King will be out for Destiny, and anyone who knows me knows that I'll be on that shit, unfortunately, because as much as I hate to say it, no matter what game I play, I keep fucking going back to it, because there's not a lot of, I mean, there's tons of variety and shit, but there's nothing quite like it until Halo comes out. When Halo comes out, and that might change, and perhaps I won't invest in the next round of DLC, considering this fucking shit is $40 just for the Taken King. But We also haven't heard anything about whether or not when we're getting the fucking PlayStation exclusives, because it's supposed to only be exclusive for a year, supposedly. But yet Xbox has heard nothing because they don't give a shit about us. Anyways, it's neither here nor there. I'll make more videos, more vlogs, like miniature vlogs, detailing kind of what I thought about Sony's press conference. Because like I said, they did have a couple of things. Like they had a huge fuck up with the Nathan Drake, the fucking Uncharted 4 game. When they were demoing it, they had a huge fuck up with that. But, I mean, it wasn't all in all a great conference, and it wasn't a terrible conference. It seemed like there wasn't a lot of exclusives. So I want to kind of go into more depth on that and talk about that a little more and stuff like that. But, you know, as far as Microsoft is concerned, I think they're good. You know, between Rare's making a new game, which looks fucking great. I mean, it's a little, they're experimenting. It's kind of interesting to see what they're doing. They're really just kind of playing with things, you know? And it's interesting to see that, because Rare normally would have to stick in their niche, but in this case, they're kind of branching out, trying something new with that pirate game they're making. So it's interesting to see that. And of course, like I said, Microsoft had a large, I mean, most of their games were not multi-plat. They were Xbox only games, or, you know, arcade games, or just different things. So it's interesting to see where they're heading with it. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and leave off with that. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you guys go ahead and just check out the Microsoft E3 press conference, and comment out down in the section, you know, the comments section, on what you thought, and whether I'm wrong. Call me a bastard, cuss me out, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But comment. Let's get a conversation going. I love talking with the community. Let's get some of this shit out of the way, you know what I mean? So we can fucking talk about it and make decisions. I don't care if you're PlayStation. Comment on how much it sucked. I'll give you reasons why yours sucked worse. But still, we can go back and forth with it. But comment in the sections, give us a like, give us a thumbs up if you like the video. I'm going to keep making them every Friday, random vlogs throughout the week. Hopefully shoot some gameplay videos tonight, get them up here soon. So we're redoing the whole channel. It'll all be up. You, once again, please feel free to visit our website, thisistcore.com. Hit up Art by Philly for tattoos. Yeah, that's about all I got. 'Cause I don't care.